Hey sisters, welcome back to the channel. I'm Amy Kay from Torah Sisters. In this video, I will tell you why there are different calendars or like schedules, why people are doing the fall feast on different days, and what I think about all of that. This is especially helpful if you are newish to Torah. But first, I want to remind you, in my store.torahsisters.com, I have all kinds of stuff for the fall feast. I have posters and I have magazines, and you can actually download these for free, or I will mail them to your house until I run out. I even have some free downloads. There are all kinds of fall feasty stuff and t-shirts and hoodies that I just reduced the price actually of the fall feast t-shirts and hoodies. So go explore those again. All right. Also, I just want to say that Israel, we're praying for you. And now let's talk about the fall feast. So I make a video like this most years, and I think, oh, I've already done this, but then there's always questions because there are so many of you every year who are newish to doing this. And so you're asking these really good and important questions. So I do not mind at all making another video every year explaining this calendar situation. So here's the gist of it. We don't all agree on how to interpret scripture to determine when to do the fall feast. That's the best way that I can explain it. Every Torah keeper, we all just want to obey the scriptures, which is why we do this. If I wanted to go with a crowd, I would still be in the Sunday church I came from doing Christmas and Easter. But I have a strong desire now to do just what the Bible tells me and not what people tell me. Well, once you have a bunch of us, cowboy Bible people out there, because it kind of feels like the wild, wild west, because now we're just like, what does the Bible say? And we just want to obey the scripture. Well, then you have the issue that will come up of we don't all interpret it exactly the same. And yes, that is unfortunate. It's more than unfortunate. It's can be distressing almost, because we just all want to be together and we want to be unified, and it becomes confusing. But we just aren't all on the same page right now. So as you hang out with Torah people, whether it's online or hopefully in person, you will notice that different, we don't all do the same schedule. Now, we don't all do different schedules. Many of us are aligned with at least some people in the Torah movement, or whatever you want to call this. But there are different schedules. How many, I don't even know anymore. Like, I could name off some of the most popular ones, but there's now, people who are like fine-tuning some of the different calendars. And by calendar, the word calendar, I mean schedule. Okay, so I use the word schedule and calendar interchangeably. Some people, and a lot of it will depend on when people think the year will start, because you all agree, like, here's the free printable. You should download this feast printable. It's free. It says, Passover is on the 14th day of the first month. So, well, what is the first day? When does the new year start? So we all will agree, okay, Yom Teruah is on the first day of the seventh month. The scripture is very plain. First day, seventh month. But then we don't all agree on when is the seventh month? Are we in the sixth month or the seventh month? And when is that exactly? Are we in still like the 27th day of the sixth month, or is it the first day of the seventh month? It depends on when we started the new year back in the spring, back around Passover time. So this is just how it is right now. And we all would love to be unified. I don't know anyone who just desires to be different. We all would like to be in agreement on this, but it just isn't how it is right now. And so if you're newish to this and you're like, well, so what do I do? Here's my advice for you. First of all, just be calm and settled in your spirit. You do not have time now to study it out. And so what you should do is just, in my opinion, celebrate with whoever is near by you. Whatever your fellowship is doing, celebrate on those dates, celebrate on their schedule with them, so that you can also keep the command to convocate with people. Most of these high days, you're supposed to have a holy convocation. That means a gathering, a worship service, something together. So I encourage you to, if you have no idea what calendar is right, at least be with the people who you're already with, the people the Father already gave you. Now, if you have a conviction about how to interpret these scriptures, I also think you should follow your conviction. And so that's what a lot of us do. If I have a conviction that this one schedule is right, I'm not even going to, like whatever one, then we ought to keep that one, because that's why we're all doing Torah, because we have a deep conviction to do what the scripture says, even if it means we're not in unity. Again, I'm not here to be in unity. I'm here to obey the scriptures. That's my calling now, and that is what I will do. Now, I have friends locally who do a couple different calendars, probably more than a couple. And so this week, I'm going to go to 2 Yom Teruah parties. I'm going to go to one on my friend's calendar. I'm going to go to another one a couple days later on my other friend's calendar. And how awesome is that? So that's fine with me. But I will also make sure that I'm observing on the day that I think is the right day to observe, even if I am alone. You can only do as much as you can do. And some of you are alone. You have a deep conviction about the calendar and you only have yourself. Okay, then celebrate at your home alone. But there's nothing wrong with joining also with some other people. Another thing you can do, especially if you're alone and you have no idea which calendar is the most correct, just do the Jewish calendar. That would be my second advice. So first, do it with people who are with you. And if you have no people near you, then just do the Jewish calendar. So, even if you ask Google when is Yom Teruah, or, Google's going to tell you when it is. And Google uses the Jewish calendar, or some of us call it the Hillel calendar. And that is, in my opinion, totally fine and appropriate. So you can only do what you can do. Now, let's talk about kind of like how people react about this in our community. So again, I'm talking to those of you who are new-ish to doing this. You might see people posting memes and making videos and saying, everybody needs to stop fighting about the calendars. But and it can seem like that's all we care about, and it can seem like everyone who does Torah just likes to fight, and that is not true. Most people are like me. We're all just nice people who are very understanding that we all just interpret scriptures differently. There are some people out there in internet land especially who like to fight. They just like to argue. They like to be, as Paul calls them, I think, contentious. And so if you're hanging out with those people online, I would ask you why. If it's an online group, do you have to be in that group? Or do you have to be in that group right now? Maybe just take a hiatus and come back after the feasts are done. People do like to discuss. We love to discuss our interpretations. In fact, because of discussions and watching videos and things, I have changed which calendar I think is most correct over the years. So I'm not even doing the same one that I did, 5 or 6 years ago. And don't ask me which one I do, because who cares? I'm just Amy. You have to do what you think is right. So most of us are just so nice and patient, and in a sense, like, I don't care what you do. There are some people out there in internet land who care a lot what Amy does, or they want to tell me I'm wrong about this. And if you leave comments that are contentious, even if they just come across as contentious, sometimes people type things and they mean it in the nicest way possible, but when in type, it just comes across wrong. I delete comments that come across wrong, because I just want this to be a shalomi channel for all of us to learn and grow and be encouraged from together. So be encouraged. You might see some fighting, but it's not the majority of Hebrews doing that. It is a small majority, but you know how it is online, and wherever you are online, a small majority on social media can seem very loud. And so don't be discouraged by all that. And most people are just so nice. When I go to fellowship with 100, 150 people, we like to talk about the calendar, but people are not all worked up. They're not angry at each other. No one is thinking of each other, he doesn't even love God if he doesn't see it my way. They don't even read their Bible if they see it my way. Because those are character assassinations. And that's kind of what people do online. If you don't see it my way, there's something clearly wrong with your moral sense of something. And that's just not true. We just interpret scripture differently. We all love the scripture. We all want to be like Yeshua, and we all want to do the feast on the right day. None of us just don't care about that. There are some people out there, watch out for this too. Here's a pitfall to avoid. There are some people who think that if you do the feast on the wrong day, especially one like Yom Teruah, that you're somehow going to miss out on something spectacular that the Father's going to do. So like Yom Teruah, we think that's when Yeshua might come back, might have his second coming. And there are, and again, some people, I would say it's very few even, who think that if you're not celebrating Yom Teruah on the right day, that you're going to somehow not be taken away with Yeshua when he comes back. Like you're going to miss out. And I don't think that's right. I don't see that in scripture. If Yeshua can grant salvation to the thief on the cross who had no time at all to demonstrate his repentance, and if he will be in the kingdom, then I think he's going to have mercy and grace upon us who are interpreting scriptures wrongly. So the Father is so pleased that we are trying. Isn't he, sisters? He is so pleased that we even know about these feasts, that we care about these feasts. And so if you are just new and you don't have time to study it out, just go with the people you're with or do the Hallel. It doesn't mean you don't care which day is right. It just means you don't have time right now. Or maybe you do, but most of us, the feasts are right around the corner. Some people already did the feast. Some people are doing the fall feast right now. Myself and a lot of people here in Michigan are doing them in a couple weeks here, 2-3-ish weeks. So, but then as I have seen so many people, come and hang out who are new to Torah. And at first they don't care about studying the calendar, nor did I. I just wanted somebody to tell me what to do. And so that's why I hope I'm helping you here with this. Eventually, most people that I've seen eventually feel a conviction that it's time to study the calendar. But that is not usually the first thing or the second or the third or the fourth or the fifth thing. You have a lot of things to study. Your brain just blew up with scripture if you come to Torah. And which calendar is right is probably not the first thing you're going to feel convicted to study. So if someone is, yelling at you on the internet that you have to do it right now, you have to study it out. No, say right now, I'm just going to plan for the feast, because you have planning to do. Like you actually have to do the feast. Torah is not just what we know, it's what we do. So with a couple weeks that you have left, plan for the feast, do your recipes, get the magazines. There's lots of ideas for what to do with the feast. And either do it with the people near you or do the Hallel. But if you have a conviction, do your conviction most of all. But if you don't have a conviction, do those first two options. Does that make sense? I just want you to feel at ease. The Father is so pleased with you. He's so pleased, or even hanging out at a place like Torah, sisters. So, all right. Happy feast season, sisters. I'll see you again soon.